Okay, what y'all think of that range session of this bow? I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with this $118 bow. It shot really well. It's reminiscent of me, it reminds me of shooting a black hunter bow. It shoots very similar to that bow. It's quite fast too for a recurve bow. Alright? So let's go ahead and get to my grading system. I'll grade this bow the same way I grade all my bows on 6 criteria. That criteria being the quality of the bow, specifications of the bow, the shootability of the bow, how fast the bow shoots. How quiet the bow is from the factory without any kind of string silencer or any kind of sound system on it, and then the value of the bow is good value or not. Okay. Let me give you my likes and dislikes about the bow, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. First, my likes about the bow. For $119, I think it's a good value for the money. It's a really good value for the bow. It's a beautiful. I love the wood in it and the phenolic black. It's a really sharp looking bow. There are, like I said, there are some tooling marks in it, which I'm not happy with, but that's to be expected. Okay. Both shot really well. There's no hand shock or no vibration. I did shoot it with the standard string, which is it's not a fast flight string that comes with it. Okay, but it still shot fairly fast with that string, so I'm sure with a fast flight string it'll shoot even better. The bow's lightweight, shoots really well. What I don't like about the bow, well, like I said, there's some tooling marks on it, and I wasn't too happy about the string they sent with it. You figured for maybe a couple of dollars, they could send a fast flight instead of a standard string with it. Okay. Overall, there's really nothing I don't really like about the bow. I mean, it's just a good shooting bow. I mean, for $119, you really can't beat the value of the bow. I mean, it's a good looking bow. I mean, I gotta say one thing about the Chinese, they build some really nice stuff for very inexpensive. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the 6 criteria that I rate all my bows on, that being the quality, specifications, shootability, speed, how quiet the bow is, and also the value of the bow. First would be the quality. The quality of this bow here, it's a fairly decent quality for a Chinese import. There are some issues with the bow that I've noticed. It does have some sanding lines in it. The limbs don't quite meet up with the riser. There's a lip on each side. They're not quite flush with like it's supposed to be. You do have some issues in the riser with some sanding swirls here and there, not many. All right, mostly the issues are on the limbs. So they could, overall, for a Chinese bow, it's about what I expect. So for quality, we'll give it a 7. Specifications of the bow, it's supposed to be a 60-inch bow AMO, 50 pounds or 28 inches, and it's supposed to be fast flight rated. It's supposed to come with several accessories. It comes with an arm guard, supposed to come with a glove, your rest, your string, and your silencers. It came with all that with no issues except the glove and the arm guard were a little bit small for me. The string that came with it though was a Dacron string. It wasn't a fast flight, even though the bow is rated for fast flight, so I'm surprised about that. So it was a Dacron string, and the string wasn't very good quality. It needed to be waxed and everything. So overall, specifications of the bow, we'll give it a 7. Okay. Shootability of the bow, that's how fast I picked the bow and get on target with it. Well, the shootability of the bow was really good. I was able to pick this bow up right away, get on target with it, start putting arrows on target at 20 and 30 yards without much effort. Bow is quite accurate. It is consistent. So shootability, I'll give it a 9. There was no string shock and no bow shock, no twang, no string vibration, no nothing. It's got a super smooth draw too, really smooth draw. So the bow pulls really smooth, and it's just a great little bow. So shootability of the bow, I'll give it a 9. Speed of the bow is quite fast. That basically because of the bamboo in the limbs. And at a 400 grain arrow, this bow is pushing a 400 grain arrow at 195 feet per second with 34.6 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. Now, folks, for a traditional bow, recurve bow, moving 195 feet per second, that arrow's clocking, buddy. And 34.6 is very respectable kinetic energy at the end of that arrow. The 500 grain arrow, which is your 10 grains per pound of draw weight, you're getting about 184 feet per second, which is very respectable, at 38.7 foot-pounds of kinetic energy. So again, the bow is fast, and it does shoot hard, and it does shoot, really good. So, speed of the bow, it's not the fastest of the recurves. My Bear Kodiak 59 is a little bit faster. I think it was around 202 feet a second with the same 415 grain arrow. I think it's like 188 feet per second for the 500 grain arrow. But still, the bow is quite fast for a recurve. And I've tested a lot slower bows, but this bow is quite quick. So we'll give it an 8 on speed. Quietness of the bow, well, the bow's not real quiet. It does have a little bit of thong to it. You can actually hear some limb smacking up top, which that could be silenced with some bow limb silencers and string silencers, I'm sure. But out of the factory, it's not really quiet, so we'll give it a 7 on quietness. For value of the bow, for $119, you can't go wrong with the bow. It shoots really well. It's, I mean, for $119, you get a good value for your money. It's built really well and should hold up. You don't have to worry about taking this bow, throwing it in the back of a pickup truck, or banging into a tree in a tree stand, or dragging through the woods. I mean, $119, how can you go wrong? So value, I'm going to give it a 10 for value just because it's such an inexpensive bow. All right, so that gives us a total of 48 out of 60, which puts the bow in the top 1/3 of all the bows I've tested. So that's pretty respectable for a $119 bow. And I've had some other bows, $700, $800 bows that I've tested that didn't quite score as high. So for a bow for $119 to score that high, that is respectable. Let's talk about what I like about the bow, what I don't like about the bow. First, what I don't like about the bow, there are some sanding marks which I think could have been addressed a little better than they were. Overall, I mean, they're not too bad, but and also the limb fit to the riser, I don't care for too much. It could have been a lot better as well. I didn't like the idea that it came with a Dacron string, even though it's rated for a fast light string. And I would have liked to have used the accessory with like the glove and the arm guard, which I normally shoot with a tab, but I haven't been known to shoot with a glove. It is a nice looking glove and a nice looking arm guard. Also, the glove and arm guard are really nice quality. I'm surprised. They're really good quality, nice quality, soft leather. I mean, they're really built really well. And the glove with the reinforced tips on. I shoot mostly with a tab. I've been known to shoot with a glove though, every now and then. But probably neither one of these fit me, so they're too small. So, all right, let's talk about what I like about the bow now. Now, what I like about the bow is quite a bit. The bow, I mean, the finish on the bow, the grain and the phenolic. I guess that's phenolic. I'm not really sure what that is. It's a hard plastic or fiberglass or carbon or something, but it really gives it a nice little two-tone, really pretty look to it. I do like the idea of the radius rest to give you a lot more arrow clearance. I mean, the bow does shoot really smooth and really fast, so you can't complain there. And I mean, I like the little top archery emblem, and it reminds me of the old bear bows. Overall, I mean, I've enjoyed shooting the bow, and it will make a good hunting bow, I think. I mean, it's something I ain't got to worry about, take out in the woods, bang around, throw it in the back of my pickup truck, you know, knock branches out of the way with it, whatever, you know. So it's a great little bow, and it shoots really well. So I do like a lot. There's a lot I like about the bow. So let's talk about what I recommend this bow for. This is more of a beginner bow. If you're coming from the compound side to the traditional side, you want to use get this bow here. It's not expensive. Cost is $118. What's unique about it is the grip. You'll find the grip's a medium grip. It's almost identical to a compound grip. So if you're coming over from a compound, you'll find this grip fits you just like a compound does, and that'll make it easier for your transition. Also, because of the radius rest, and it's cut all the way to the center too, which is really nice. Very important to complete the center. So tuning your arrows will be really easy with this bow as well. And the bow is quite accurate too and very consistent. It does like a heavier arrow better than the lighter arrows. I found that when I was shooting on the range, that the heavier 500 grain arrows shot better with the bow than the lighter 400 grain arrows. But overall, I mean, for someone coming right from a compound or someone who's getting a traditional archery, it'd be a perfect bow for them, all right?